welcome to the playground where the players play. And I'm your host, Eddie Llewellyn. And as you can see, our guest is Tom McDermott, guitarist with original Stone City Band, Rick James backup band. How you doing, Tom?
Great. How are you, Eddie?
Good to have you back. And I say that because we had Tom featured with the Stone City Band. And as as I don't know if luck or unluck would have it, Tom was prepared to play for us, which is what the show is about. You know, we want to hear the musicians play and all that, and perhaps bring up some signature licks and all that stuff that they played. And we had like so much fun, we just totally forgot that, oh yeah, Tom was all ready to play. So thank you for doing this again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Sure.
Awesome. And we'll probably have some questions and, well, of course we're going to have some questions, but it'll probably be some repetition, from before, and hopefully some new things as well. So again, I can't thank you enough for doing this. Love your room, dude.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
So which baseball team are you a fan?
Well, I'm just a baseball fan,
Oh, okay.
As long as there's baseball, I'm a fan.
That's me in football.
Yeah.
That's me in football.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. Well, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, but I'm just going to leave that right there. So awesome. So how you doing? How you dealing with all this madness going on?
It's good. We're dealing with it. It's kind of a drag. It's gone on so long.
Right.
I think everybody's getting impatient.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff would go away, but like what it is right now.
Right. Were you of the mind back in March that okay, we'll go through a couple of months or whatever, and then we'll be back at it.
Yeah, I really thought that it'd be done by this time of the year.
Yeah.
Be taken care of, but
yeah,
it's a more crazy ass disease than we thought it was.
Right. And it's funny I remember thinking the same thing. Okay, we'll go through a few months and I'm going to practice and I'm going to be, I'm going to be this way going in. But when I come out of this, I'll be like all over the place. And it's like time just kept dragging on. And as it turns out, Stone City Band had like a tour that was like scheduled for 2020. That was going to be a major tour. So like everybody else, I'm sure you're like kind of disappointed that didn't happen.
Yeah. That was, that's a big drag because I love getting out and playing,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you can tell by watching you on stage. You could really tell that you enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy that. It's like, as musicians, we kind of we love to perform. We love to make people feel good.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of our DNA. There's really no ego involved. It's just that we want to share our experience with, whoever, whether it's on record, TV, or in a live, setting,
Right. And I like the way you put that. That is part of our DNA, just to get out there. And that's what all the practice is about. Like you said, it's not about ego, just the joy of playing.
Right.
So I love the way you put that. So Tom, you're originally from?
Originally from LA.
From LA. Okay. Unlike the rest of the guys, are all the rest of them from Buffalo or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of them are. Yeah. Oh, they're all from Buffalo. Yeah.
Okay.
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, though. I was an Army brat, or Navy Coast Guard brat.
Again, we got to go back. You're born in.
Yeah, the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Shout out. And of course, Akron being right down the street, so shout out. Yep, awesome. And I take it you're not a Cleveland Brown fan. I don't know. I don't know why I bring that up.
I don't really watch a whole lot of football. I just am a casual fan. I really like to pick it up towards like in December when the playoffs are going on. And
Gotcha. That's time as far as basketball. When the playoffs, I think that's like the best time for basketball. Is like you see like the best of everything.
Yeah. You see the best teams and stuff.
Right. So you're from LA. The rest of the guys are from Buffalo. How did that happen as far as you and Rick James and the Stone City Band?
Well, that happened. I was playing with this keyboard player named Barry Sarna, and we were doing club gigs. His wife was Lisa Sarna. She was one of the background singers of Rick.
I know that name, right? Okay.
Yeah, so the guitarist didn't want to do it anymore or whatever, and
is this a previous guitarist that Rick had, or?
Yeah, previous guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she said, Rick's looking for a guitar player. So I went over there and there was this party and stuff, and I met him.
I can imagine what that party must have been like.
Yeah, it was Actually, it was pretty tame, you know, when I
Was
walked.
it? Was it?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, as far as I can remember. And then
Okay.
I came back a couple days later, and he wasn't in the room when I was playing, but you know, I got the gig, you know. So
Wow. What was
uh,
the audition process like?
it was just like to get in and play and see how I fit with everybody. You know, it's usually that's how it is. You know,
Got
you
you.
be the greatest player, you have to just get along with people and play the parts right. You know.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting as far as like timing, as far as like having you on like now, as everybody will know by the time that this shows, Eddie Van Halen just passed a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So and sorry for that, and sorry to all the guitar players around the world, because I'm sure everybody's like just totally feeling that, you know, as far as like
Right.
the passing
Right.
of Eddie. Had you guys played with him before? Had you guys shared the stage with Eddie before? Because that was around the same time that you guys were like on tour, right?
Yeah.
When Eddie
No,
was hot.
like in more of the rock thing, and you know.
Okay.
But I did have a chance to meet him. I was able
Oh
to get
wow.
someone. Uh, I got front into the concert right in front of the stage, and I was like in heaven because he was
Oh wow.
God, you know, and it's like, oh my
Mhm.
God! And I had backstage passes and stuff, and I was
Sweet.
just, I was just you know.
I can imagine. I can imagine. What was
But
he like?
he was very nice. They were in a hurry to get out of there, so we didn't spend a whole lot of time talking, you know.
Mhm.
But he
Mhm.
was very nice. You know, he wasn't high
Awesome.
or anything like that. He was just they were in a hurry to you know leave to beat the crowd, I guess. You know,
Got you. Understood.
met him,
Understood.
Roth and Michael Anthony. You know, yeah,
Wow.
it was like a highlight of my guitar life.
Wow. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure. And that's fun. That's funny to hear that come from you, because I mean, you know, anybody that knows Tom is like, I mean, just awesome, good on guitar. I mean, really, and I mean, just crazy. So for you to be like, you know, well, Eddie is the guy. It's like, as far as well, Eddie's good, but you know, then there's Tom McDermott. So I'm putting you guys on the same platform there. You know.
funny.
So, awesome, awesome. So going back to Rick, you get with the band, and there's you know, you guys gel and all that. You played on the very first album with Rick, right?
No, I didn't. That was
Okay,
came in. He had studio cats and stuff, and I came in
okay.
just after the but not the buzz down the I guess a
I
buzz
know
down.
it was so long ago in a galaxy far, far away,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I came in as we were rehearsing for the Bustin' Out tour.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay, okay.
and that was fun. You know, that was like my biggest, you know, big time moment going into
Right.
in with bigger, larger crowds. You know,
hmm hmm hmm
and
And
yeah.
you weren't required to do the braids. What's up with that?
No, I know. I got away from that, huh? Yeah, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And the guys in the band, they were cool to work with,
Oh,
obviously.
absolutely. Yeah. They're
Good,
all gems, you know. Yeah.
good, good, good. What was that like to be in the studio? I mean, with not only Rick, but I mean the rest of the band. I mean, that whole group setting. What was that like to be within? And
Uh,
the writing process. What was the writing process like?
writing process was like Rick would have like a sketchy idea of something. He never came in with charts and said, okay, here you go, you know, read it down and stuff.
hmm
Nothing even close to that. It was like
hmm
he just sort of had like a fuzzy idea how in his head, and we made up our own parts. You know,
Gotcha.
we were able to gel and and do that. You know, that's where a lot of the stuff came in.
Okay.
And
Now,
yeah,
did he have, because you guys were really groove oriented. I mean, a lot of like really strong grooves there. Did he have like those grooves when he came in, like, you know, I want the bass to do this or whatever, or did everybody cook like the whole thing?
yeah, we all kind of developed morphed into the tune. You know,
Oh,
it's
okay.
there was never really any specific idea that I can
Uh-huh.
recall.
hmm
That's the guitar does this, keyboard say that, bass,
hmm
drums, you know, it was
hmm
basically groove. You know, we came up with our ideas. You know, once in a while on the overdubs, he would come up and say, "Hey, I hear this in the overdub." You know, blah blah blah.
hmm
Most of it
Now,
was
Did it start with the bass? Do you remember if it started with the bass line? Because like I said, I mean, it was mostly like a lot of, I mean, really groove, really heavy, strong groove oriented. I mean, you know, give it to me, do 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 do,
Yeah,
do do
yeah.
do, you know, and
All
what's oh man, I can't believe it. It just went out of my mind just like that. Super Freak, you know,
oh,
da 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 da,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, Super Freak. That was, you know, we were in the studio and I just had this idea, you know, I was thinking of like you, Devo at the time, you know, something more
oh
fun.
wow, right.
Oscar and I came up with the lick, you know. You know.
Oh, awesome. And you said it was basically, it was kind of like a Devo kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head, and he kind of went along with it, you know, as it progressed, you know.
Okay, okay.
And, yeah,
Shout out to Devo, another band, another
yeah.
Ohio-based band. Just saying.
They were kind of a hot audience, and that's the way things were going. I was
Uh-huh.
thinking more of a commercial direction, you know,
Uh-huh.
like, you know.
And
He
you and
really
Oscar
took
worked that
a
out.
lot of latitude on that album. He
Okay.
we really that was a make and break album for me actually, you know, because uh the album before Garden of Love
Mm-hmm.
was kind of fizzled out. It wasn't that
Oh wow, that's right. I remember.
great of
That's
an
right.
album, you know, as far
Okay.
as sales and all that. But
Mm-hmm. And
uh,
the Bus Not album did good.
yeah, that was did
Okay.
very well, very
Okay.
well.
Okay. And then
And it,
Garden of Love did well. That followed that one, and that
yeah,
one was kind of
take a hit that well, you know,
okay.
for some reason. But yeah, you know, like even like, you know, Ghetto Life, I give that line, you know.
Mm-hmm. I I gotta say personally, that is my guitar line.
Oh yeah.
I love that. When we do that one on stage, man, as far as I'm concerned, you could just play that line and we'll just wait for you to play that for like a good 10 minutes. Just keep playing that. I love that guitar line. I really do. So and I mean how that played with the whole rhythm thing, man. I mean it's awesome. I really
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and you came up with that. Did that start like the writing of that song?
Yeah, I think so because yeah, I remember we were rehearsal and I just kind of played this line and yeah, it was kind of like that was the beginning of it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same way with the other tunes like, you know, Love Gun. You know,
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. So,
and coming to my life. I forget how it goes.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And that was at a time when
that was
the,
part of it.
the other group from Ohio,
Yeah,
the Ohio players had that
years
thing.
later I thought about that and I heard that tune and I thought, oh my God, that's Roller Coaster.
Yep. Awesome.
You know,
That's great. That's great.
I consciously kind of heard that lick in my head when I was at the time, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So and now but now Street Songs is out and that album like just was crazy. I think you mentioned like you know the make or break. This was like a make or break time for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And
To me,
boy, did
that's
you guys make it on that one?
yeah.
Mm-hmm,
That was like a great hits album, all in one, you know.
mm-hmm,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
Ghetto Life, Fire and Desire. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, smoke, you know, that was some awesome stuff on that album.
It's interesting that you put it that way because that's another album that I refer to as the greatest. It was a greatest hits album that was not a greatest hits album.
Right,
You know,
right.
I mean, it was man. I mean, you guys just had everything. I remember on that particular album, I had a huge party. You know that
Yeah,
the day that it was released, and
really.
I think Switch had a meeting over at Motown or whatever. But you know, had a big party, and they brought that album and played that album, and that album just blew the party. I mean, just crazy.
Really.
And up until then, I hadn't heard it yet. I heard it, you know, and the talk had been, man, Rick James has a new album coming out. It's crazy. And that was talk around Motown and all that. And so somebody came and put it in my hands. I'm looking at it and put it on. And the party went from literally like here to like out. I mean, it just took off. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, I mean, from the opening group, I mean, I'm like,
Yeah.
So you guys are touring. I mean, you guys are touring during all of this. It's, you know.
Yeah, right after the album came out, we started rehearsals. We rehearsed for about 2 months, 6 weeks
Okay.
or so. And then we've opened up in Germany. That was our first show of the tour. And, I wish they had video of, later on, a few months later, because
Mhm.
the band was just blowing it out the door. We were just so tight and just, everything just clicked every night on
Got it. Got
stage.
it. Okay. And is this when was Teena Marie? Was she out with you then, or was she like an
Yeah, she
opening act?
was. Yeah, she was.
Okay.
She had an album out too, and we had played on some of those tracks. But yeah, she was out there too, and she came out during Fire and Desire, and that crowd went bananas.
Wow.
That
Wow.
tune was like 20 minutes to a half hour long. It's like, oh my
See,
God.
see, see, those songs just gotta let them go. Just let them go.
Yeah.
And you can see like on stage where those songs kind of take lives of their own. You know, like we rehearse it one way, but then the song is like, well, no, we're gonna go this way. You know, as far as the song.
Yeah.
You know, so the
Yeah.
audience kind of drives it. That's
Great.
awesome.
Audience dug it, and
Hmm.
there weren't
Hmm.
people running off to the bathroom, because they were just right there with it, the whole
uh,
way. Yeah.
mm, what was Germany like? I mean, that must have been crazy over there.
That was pretty wild. That was it was kind of, God, what was that? I forget what the thing was, but it was televised all over Europe, our
Mhm.
show. And they had other bands like the Kinks, Van Morrison, and
Oh wow.
others, some others. It was like a
On not on tour with you, but I mean, or were they on tour with you?
right, yeah, it was on. It was like this crazy festival that I think it was like 24 hours long. I think, and
Wow.
yeah, that was nice. The people were nuts.
Hmm.
They they have it on YouTube, but the people really loved it.
Mm,
Really
mm,
loved it.
mm,
It was great, and it
mm.
was drinking the German beer, the Pilsner. That's what
Right,
I.
right. Now I was talking about how busy you guys must have been because again, I mean Rick is blowing up and all that.
Yeah,
And we touched upon Teena Marie. He's developing Teena Marie as an act and also. And Stone City Band was like the backup for like all these different acts that he's like developing. You know,
yeah, yeah.
how was that as far as like scheduling? I mean, you guys must. I mean, did you sleep at all or?
Yeah, yeah, we did sleep it when we could, but
I
I
mean,
don't know.
we're talking not only Rick, but you know Teena Marie, the Mary Jane Girls, you know Eddie Murphy,
Right,
you know,
right.
Temptations,
Yeah,
and Stone City Band, which I thought was cool that he made Stone City like its own entity, its own thing.
right,
So,
right. Yeah, that was pretty nice of him to do that.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, unfortunately, those albums, the Stone City Band albums, didn't do that well.
mm,
Um,
mm,
there was always second guessing on all our parts, I guess. We wish we could have did this, we could have did that. It was
mm,
more of a condensed timeline we had.
mm, mm. Was
So
that because of how busy you guys were
not,
with the other acts?
I think maybe budget wise, I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, maybe time wise also.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, because every time I look at that, it's like, man, how did you guys do it? I mean, that's what I just read. What, one, two, three, four, five that we know of. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, six, including you guys. You know that
Mm,
we know of, and then Rick, that's seven. You
yeah.
know, and who knows what he was doing. You know, as far as like developing other acts. I'm sure you probably know like those other acts he was probably developing at the time. I
Yeah.
mean, how do you guys? Every time I look at that, it's like mind-boggling how you guys like kept it going.
I don't know. It just all seemed to fit, down, all the way down the line. We just, it was nice because,
Mhm,
you're always busy and, always creating, playing.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
So in the studio with all those different acts, like I mean, what was it like to work with like especially like a group like the Temptations? I mean, you got like five different people in the Temptations.
Yeah.
How is
Basically,
that?
we recorded all the music
Hmm.
and the singing was done later,
Hmm.
maybe a
Hmm.
week or two after we recorded and went home and stuff.
Hmm.
that's how that went. You know?
It's interesting because I always kind of stress that as far as like Stone City Band, it's like, man, you guys, nobody knows. I mean, you talk about like unsung heroes, you know? Stone City. I mean, all these acts. I mean, they're huge names in their own right. But the guys that were back here, that was like that's the same band. That's Rick James' band back there, you know. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I miss those days. You know,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
touring and all that.
And then Grammy Awards and American Music Awards and you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. God,
Come on now.
that
We
was-
all want to be like you all when we grow up. As you can see back on as well, that's only a taste of you know what
yeah.
the awards that you guys have gotten. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are you doing these days as far as writing? Is
As far as
anything
writing,
coming up?
I'm trying to put. I'm working on like 4 tunes at once right now, but I'm trying to put together music for an EP for Stone City.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we have new music. I've got one almost finished, and the other one I'm working on now. That's up 3 other ones that I've started. You know, it's hard to really. You know, sometimes you record something, and then you think about it, and then you go back again, and you know, I'll do this, do that. What about adding this? You know, it's kind of challenging, kind of fun too.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
everything I write is all guitars. You know.
Mhm.
So I'm sending out stem files for different
Gotcha.
parts, you know.
Gotcha. And I'll say thank you so much for sending what you sent me because you know for Tom like asked me to like you know help out us on some of the songs. So, and what I've heard is like, oh my god.
Okay,
So,
like,
yeah, man, awesome. By the way, and I'm looking at the monitor now, just you know because you know I don't know if you can see that, but you know I wore my
oh yeah,
Stone City band shirt. You know, shout out to the guys, shout out to Tom. So you know, figured
all right,
let me come dressed right.
yeah.
Are there any solo projects in the works? Are you?
Not really, no. I don't know. It may turn into a solo project, you know, these 5 tunes, you know.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's just, it's,
And do we have the pandemic to thank for that?
yeah, we do, you know,
Mhm.
actually we do because, you know, I finally got all my recording stuff together and it's like awesome. And it's like, it's a
Mhm.
pleasure to work with, you know. I try not to overburden myself or burn myself out by, you know, I will record something, then, you know, let it marinate in my head for a while. You know, I'll do like a 5-mile walk a day and just think about the tune. Maybe I should come up with this in the next section, you know, which is kind of nice, you know.
Did you say 5 miles a day?
Yeah, 5.5.
I thought I was doing good with 3.
Yeah, it's really easy because I go down and at this causeway in Dunedin, and it's like, you know, 3 miles one way and 2.5. And yeah,
Wow. Wow.
it's
Okay.
just like really nice, and really nobody's down there, and it's really nice, you
So I got to up my game.
know.
Maybe that's what it is because I've been stuck. It's like, you know, just trying to get some stuff going, all that in the end. Then again, and I would tell people as far as like this whole pandemic thing, I mean, that kind of wears on you, you know.
Yeah, it does. You know, I gave up drinking.
Mhm.
That's a great pastime of mine, and I started eating right. I started eating right, cut out like meat, all breads, and just do a lot of high protein. Then I go to the gym and work out for like a half hour. Then I'll do my walk. You know.
Nice. So you changed your whole health thing as well.
Yeah, yeah, because of the pandemic. You know,
Right.
because I thought when at first, you know, everything was shut down. I said I'm not going to sit down, go to the refrigerator every 20 minutes. You know, pop.
Which is real easy to do. It's
Yeah,
real easy to do.
exactly. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, all that crap.
And when you're not hungry, right? Well, what am I going to do now? Okay, I guess I'll go get something to eat.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll have a beer too while I'm at it.
Mhm. Right. Oh well, I guess I'll have another.
Yeah.
So that's good though. I mean, that's right. That y'all passed out and all that.
Like that
So,
would do.
but that's good though. That you're still that you're keeping the writing going. That you're keeping that going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Uh-huh.
fun, you know.
Mhm.
It's nice. That's all I have to do is just, you know,
Mhm.
I'm basically retired, you know, there's nothing I go out and make a living, you know.
Right. Right.
So that's a blessing. Yeah.
Mm, mm. That's so funny. I've been using that same thing. I'm pretty much retired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, it's going to be a minute before we get back to whatever normal is going to be.
Right.
And the whole political landscape, it's just insane. It's
I
just
just
insane.
turns around really quick, real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm. Mm. Now,
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind me saying, you're in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay. And how are things down there? I mean, how's everything looking? I mean, needless to say, we're hearing like a whole bunch of stuff. You know, you being down there, how is it?
You know, it's well, every time you go to the store, everybody has to wear a mask.
Right.
You always have one a-hole that doesn't, you know. And, but out in public, they don't require it here, you know. I don't go out that much. I just like I go to the
Same.
gym. It's not crowded, and where I'm not really around a whole lot of people.
Mhm.
So, you know, I don't want to be testing myself to see if
I hear you.
you know.
Right. What you mean? What you mean? Unlike those kids who were,
Yeah, right.
you know, the parties.
Uh-huh.
Let's have a COVID party and see, you know, everybody pay and let's see who gets, and whoever gets it wins the prize. Like, you're kidding, right?
That's,
So,
that's insane. Right?
yeah. So that is so funny. That is so funny. Looking back on it. So as for going back to Stone City, then, and again, you guys did like a lot, and you got like a ton of like signature guitar licks and all.
Yeah.
And I played with some cover bands here, and it's like, you know, playing with some of them, it's like, no, that's not how it goes. I heard the guy play it, and that's not how you do it. You know. So do you have any like licks or anything that, you know? Of course, you're probably over all of them by now. But do you have one that, you know, when you hit the stage, it's like, okay, I'm good with this one because I just love playing this one. Like I said, I told you what my licks are when you play it.
Yeah. I like When Your Love Is Gone.
Ah.
Yeah, I like that one, you know.
And I got to say, for a guitar player, I mean, for me, that was my favorite. And I remember when we first put that in the show, it's like, we got to have something that like totally features Tom. You know, where Tom can get out there and just explode. And when you played that one, I'm like, this should be always on the show. Always on the show. You know.
Yeah, thanks.
So.
Yeah, and Super Freak's always my favorite too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, since we're on that on Super Freak, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I catch it like every time. I like how you guys kind of do like the different thing on the end, you know, where like a lot of cover bands they'll do the same thing like all the time. Da, 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 da. It's like, no, that's not how it goes. You know, where you do the da, 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 you know. It's surprising how many people miss that.
Yeah, they keep playing the they don't take the other section. Yeah.
For 10 minutes, it just goes on and on and on. It's like, no, that's not right. And then of course you get like those, oh yeah, I heard it. I play it all the time. Yeah, you play it all the time wrong. So,
Yeah.
well, listen, man, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, Eddie.
This is awesome. And thanks for remembering me that, man. You know, hey, I have my guitar set sitting here, and you know, we got to do this. Awesome. Well, listen, Tom McDermott, thank you so much for being on the playground where the players play, and thank you so much for playing for us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right. Listen, brother, hang in there. Hopefully we'll get together sooner than later.
Yeah.
And keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep those songs coming.
All right, man.
All righty. Tom McDermott, on the playground where the players play. Thank you, sir.